What's up guys, today's video is on the best pee pads for dogs. We made this list based on our extensive research and testing and shorted it based on the features, price, quality, and reputation of the manufacturers. Check out the description to find out their prices and more information. We've included the links in the description below. Let's get started. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell so you get a notification when we upload new videos. Number 1. Bulldogology Puppy Pee Pads. We are confident in the Bulldogology puppy training pads. They are extremely absorbent and can hold many cups of liquid without spilling even a drop. They're also strong and didn't break or become heavy. We tested them using the combination of solid and liquid materials to determine their durability. In addition, all four corners include an adhesive tab. The sticker-like portion helps ensure that the pad stays in its place, which is ideal when you have a pet who loves to scratch the pad before going about their business. We have seen times when some of the adhesive tab would tear away from the pad but stay on the flooring, however it's easily removed. The Bulldogology premium puppy training pads include various layers of fabric specifically designed to soak up liquids and push them towards the middle of the pad. These layers include an exterior attractant fabric layer and another layer that helps keep scents locked inside. But it's the superabsorbent layer, SAP, located in the center in the pad which the most efficiently absorbs and holds liquids and transforms an undissolved powder into a solid, which won't allow liquid to spill to your floor or your hands. We evaluated puppy pads with numerous tests and 5 different parameters, each assessing its durability, effectiveness and scent, and the extent to which the pad absorbs smells, and how easy it is to clean, as well as its overall value. Our evaluation of Bulldogology puppy training pads earned the highest score in each category, except for overall value, as they are more costly than some other training pads we suggest. Number 2. Pet Parents Washable Dog Pee Pads. When we tried a few of alternatives that aren't disposable, however, the Paws Washable Dog Pee Pads from Pet Parents was the only one with comparable performance to our top disposable alternatives. In the 3 months since our actual testing, they've been able to stand up to the wash with no indication of wear. The product is described as an IMMCUTE proprietary fabric blend. The fabric used in the Paws Pee Pads proved to be surprisingly water repellent. We noticed that its swiftly absorption of numerous cups of water, bringing the liquid towards the middle in the pads. The major drawback of it is the fact that there's no space between the absorbent portion of the pad. As a result, there's always the chance that it could be slightly wet when you grab it. Our test subjects were delighted to discover they were pleasantly surprised to find that Paws pads did not smell after the vinegar had been absorbed. Although there's no guarantee the pad's odor control is as effective when used with dog urine, its ability to absorb scents was to be on par with our preferred paper pads for pee. It was a pleasure to use. The Pet Parents pee pads felt very durable too, with several layers of fabric stitched in a triple stitch around the edge and the edges of the pads. The base layer is a waterproof backing that has a grippy rubberized surface that secured its Paws pee pad more securely to the floor than the tape used on certain disposable models. The pad is also cushioned enough that your pet could utilize it as a napping mat, which makes the Paws an excellent litter liner and the perfect toilet pad. It's the standout one of the fabric options, one test participant said when about the Paws. It's both the smallest and best absorbing. I'm pretty impressed by this one. Number 3. Glad for Black Charcoal Puppy Pads. Although they're not the cheapest pads we tested, there's a more affordable option, that Glad for Pets activated carbon training pads. They are not just cheap, but they are also among the most effective toilet pads that we tested in our lab, as well as in the real world of. We tried our Glad for Pets training pad with 3 glasses of water and vinegar. The floor was completely dry, and the pads kept the moisture in their centers, and the margins of the paper also remained dry, making it possible to replace and throw away pads without putting puppy urine on your hands. The downsides were not too bad, but they were minor. The Glad for Pets potty pads took some time to soak up fluid than the top choices. The top layer was so thin so that some sticky gel was squeezed through when you pressed it by fingers. Of course, nobody other than a tester of a product will ever press their fingers into the center in the pad. These Glad for Pets training pads are also equipped with activated carbon to provide greater smell absorption. We didn't observe an increase in absorbency over non-charcoal pads. Our test subjects could detect any vinegar we employed. Our home-based tester liked the darker color of the pads, and they've had no complaints over the past 3 months usage. Number 4. 4 Paws Gigantic Pee Pads. The 4 Paws gigantic pads measure 27.5 by 44 inches and offer a significantly larger surface area than every other training pad that is disposable. Our most fragrant selection from Frisco provides the giant size in the same dimensions. For dogs that are massive even as they are puppies, such as St. Bernards, Great Pyrenees and Newfoundlands, these larger pads may help stop a leak as they work on their aim. In our New York laboratory and in real homes, we discovered our 4 Paws pads to perform exactly as other favorite pads, and with the quilted lining, making sure that the floor underneath the pad remains dry, even after several cups of liquid have spilled. The wee gigantic pads feature an ample paper margin to ensure that you don't be able to get your hands wet, and the additional surface let the wee absorb 5 cups of liquid without ever feeling wet. The biggest drawback to wee gigantic pads is the cost. The pads are only on the internet with packs of either 8 or 18, but not in the bulk packaging that can lower the price per pad from many of our favorite brands. Number 5. IMMCUTE Dog Pee Pads. We tried out 20 pads for puppy pee over the course of our testing, and even though they were not our top choice, the IMMCUTE Pet Pee Pads weren't our top choice in any particular area, they were the top of our training pads. You should check out these training pads if any of the options on this list do not match your particular requirements. We discovered that they were an ideal option to replace those Amazon Basics dog and puppy pads that we also tried. Although Amazon Basics are a good choice, and the Amazon Basics scored on the high end of our test and are ideal for use as pee pads, however, we found them to have less absorption than the preferred selections and were soaking wet to the point where it was difficult to remove them and not get our hands wet. However, the IMMCUTE pads are comparable and have a comparable price, however they held up better during our tests. The floor remained totally dry after letting the fluid absorb into our pads. Additionally, there was no runoff after lifting the pads. The margins of the paper remained dry, meaning we never needed to wet our fingers. These IMMCUTE toilet paper pads are offered in packs that come in a variety of sizes and designs. All the product links mentioned are in the description box. If this video helped you, please give the video a like, subscribe to our channel, and press the bell to keep up to date on the latest videos. See you guys later.